This is a special video that I'm putting together for the Australian consultants. The reason why I'm doing that is because I've noticed something about the Australian Scentsy experience which really mirrors the experience that we had in Canada. And I wanted to give you some thoughts and advice to make sure that you navigate your business correctly. I want you to think about the things I'm going to say right now from the perspective of almost like a lighthouse that's gonna steer you to make sure that you can avoid some rocks and some pitfalls, because what we're seeing in Australia in the first 14, 15 months of the Scentsy experience in Australia is almost identical to what we saw in Canada. Meghann and I started with some of the very first consultants in Canada, and we've been with it ever since, and we've seen how this business has evolved year after year after year, and we're seeing a very similar dynamic in Australia over the first 14, 15 months as we saw in Canada. Now let me explain what I mean. This is probably the first month that I've noticed. I'm a real data junkie. I analyze the numbers constantly in our business. I'm constantly tracking data, looking at the numbers, trying to make comparisons, looking at analyses, talking to other superstar directors, and inferring things. This is probably the first month that I'm seeing a larger number of people who are up for potential termination in Australia. Now, this is very similar to what happened in Canada. Let me explain. The first 12 to 15 months, when Scentsy enters a new country, there's a sense of excitement and engagement, and a lot of people join in. It becomes big, and it becomes almost like a tornado phase. And then what happens after that first year, 15 months, is what I call the dip. Okay? When new consultants join, one of the first things that they do is they engage their existing social network. They talk to everyone they know. They're using, their Facebook contacts, their friends, their family. But as soon as that is exhausted and all their friends and family have purchased, and those of their friends and family who wanted to join have joined, then the natural course is a little bit of a dip. Now, the only way to get out of that dip is then to move outside of your comfort zone and expand your network. But what we saw is that in the first 12 to 15 months, a lot of consultants joined, and then they hit that natural dip, but then they weren't willing to go outside of their comfort zone. So then a lot of consultants actually quit. When we first started Scentsy in Canada in 2009, by winter of 2010, we were seeing a ton of consultants quit. A ton of the consultants that we recruited in 2009 were now quitting in 2010. And what was interesting to us is a lot of times consultants would say, well, I don't think the business opportunity is there. This is back in 2010. We don't think the business opportunity is there. We think it was a one-year thing and that's it. And me and Meghann were going, no, I don't think so. So then what happened is they would quit. They would leave a band of customers. We got a lot of those customers because we didn't quit. The time when the dip kicked in, when a lot of consultants started to quit, we then used that dip to move outside of our comfort zone. We picked up a huge number of customers and new recruits by moving outside of our comfort zone. And then when everyone was quitting, we picked up all these new customers that people were quitting. And so then what happened is that 2011, which was basically our second to third year into Scentsy, was like 2 to 3 times bigger the previous year. And then 2012 was even 2 to 3 times bigger that. And so this directly applies to Australia. Some of you consultants are hitting a little bit of a dip, but that dip is natural. That dip always happens with every consultant because you talk to your friends and family and your extended network, but once you exhaust that network, the only way you're going to grow out of that dip to get to where we are and to where other superstar directors are is to expand your network. But if you quit right now, you're missing out. I guarantee, like you look at Australia right now, there's only a handful of superstar directors. There's going to be dozens and dozens. There's going to be a bunch of people who are living the same life as me and Meghann are, that have the type of freedom to completely change your life. Absolutely. And if you quit right now, you're missing out. 2015 is going to be a bigger year than 2014. 2016 will probably even be a bigger year from that. And what's going to happen is that the consultants who quit because they're not willing to go outside of their comfort zone are going to leave a base of customers, which will then feed to the consultants who stick. And the consultants who are willing to stick will get those customers. The consultants who are willing to not only stick, but go outside of their comfort zone, what's going to happen is their business is going to look like this. It's going to go up, little dip, and then boom, like this. Okay, continuing up, just like mine and Meghann's did, where year 2, year 3, year 4 experiences 2 times, 3 times growth, to when you're into year 4, year 5, then you're living this incredible life. That's when you're able to quit your job. That's when you're able to live this life of freedom that everyone dreams of, that I am personally living, that Meghann is living right now. And the reason why we're living it is because when the dip happened, okay, seriously, if you don't remember anything else, in Canada, 12 months, 15 months in, when the little bit of a dip happened, when consultants were quitting around us saying this opportunity is no longer, we did the opposite. We dug in, we expanded past our comfort zone, we collected customers that were being basically abandoned, we recruited heavily, and we had a surge. Year 2, year 3, year 4 were surges for us. Because when other consultants were saying, this isn't working, I'm quitting, was the exact time we were blasting past our comfort zone and we experienced a surge. And as a result, we live a life that very few people do. So, make that your experience. If you're experiencing a little bit of a dip, it's because you're not going out of your comfort zone. It's not because the business opportunity isn't strong. It's because you're not going out of your comfort zone. And use from our experience, when we're hitting into month 15, know that there will be consultants who are going to quit. That means there's a bunch of customers that are there. You don't quit. You stick and use this opportunity, this little dip right now, to blast past your comfort zone. Stick, you're going to get new customers, you're going to find new recruits, and I promise you, you will see year 2, year 3, year 4, you're going to see multiples of growth happening in your business. And then you're going to be able to live that life that you dream. But it is a critical time. I'm seeing the exact same thing in Australia as I saw in Canada, and now is the time to stick. It's not to quit. It's not to doubt. It's to stick. It's to blast past your comfort zone. It's the best thing that you could do in your business right now.